Yes, indeed. We are also here wishing you a happy Democracy Day. Yes, today is Democracy Day and we are celebrating. Okay, we have a policy analyst in the house who is going to be telling us more of the achievements, okay? And then we'll look at how well we have done with democracy since its establishment in 1999. Please join us as we welcome Mr. Ismaila Okpeyemi. Mr. Kwemi, you're welcome.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Glad to have you join us.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's nice to be here.
All right. So let's start with, it's always good for you to count your blessings, name them one by one before, so let's start with the achievements so far since the establishment of democracy in the year 1999.
Okay, thank you very much. Like you mentioned, right, whether we like it or not, we have had some achievements and accomplishments as democracy is concerned. And one of the most important, and in fact, I think that is even the critical issue to talk about when we're talking about accomplishment of democracy, is the smooth transitioning from one administration to another. You agree with me that election period is actually a very tense period, that if care is not taken and if the process is not properly managed, can escalate and lead to series of issues. But we've actually experienced that since 1999 up to the last election, which is 2023, we've had a smooth transitioning from one administration to another, especially the significant one that we had in 2015, which is a transitioning from an hitherto ruling party to an opposition party.
Wow.
That's actually a great feat.
It's great achievement.
Honestly.
If you look at the way the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, managed that situation, you will agree with me that we've actually advanced in terms of our democracy as a country. That's number one. Number two is also the advancement. I mean, the numbers of civil society organizations and media outlets that we have today is far more than what we have in the 90s.
Okay.
During that period, let me speak to the civil society aspect of it. We only have the CDD and the CLO, Center for Democracy and Development, and Civil Liberty Organization then, that were at the forefront of advocating for democratic governance in Nigeria. But today we have a number thousands, running into thousands of civil society organizations, doing one thing or the other at different levels. We have at the local government, community-based organization, civil society organizations, NGOs, impacting in their different corners. And that's actually one of the accomplishments that we can mention. Today, too, we have a lot of media outlets today that we didn't have in those days. And it's as a result of the democracy, because military area doesn't support media advocacy, activism, and all those things. It's anti-government, or let's say anti-administration during that period. But now we have them all around. You can even sit in the corner of your house and actually expressing yourself through your mobile phone and all of those. Those are some of the key blessings that we actually need to actually praise ourselves for as Nigerians, because it's not a small thing. You can see what's happened in Senegal recently. If not for the intervention of God and, let's say, the resiliency of the people of Senegal, it wouldn't have been as easy as we found it. So whether we like it or not, Nigeria is actually advanced with regards to its democratic status. And I think
thank you very much for that response. And I really agree with you, because in the face of multiple challenges, it takes God, or it takes some inner will for you to see the good side of it. And you have enumerated some achievements, key achievements. I don't want to say I want to be partial. I want to start this question. Tell us about the role of media that they have contributed to influencing the development of democracy we are discussing this morning.
Yeah, if you must have democracy, then your media need to be very, very active and robust. And Nigeria has actually not been at the back seat when it comes to the role of media in contributing to democratic governance and even development at large. So in the aspect of what the media has done, in terms of informing the public, information is important. If you are not informed, you are definitely informed, and you won't be able to be aware of what's happening around you.
I like that. If you are not informed,
you are deformed.
So the media has actually played a critical role in terms of informing the public down to the rural communities that you don't even think development should actually be.
Like us, sorry. We want to blow our trumpet. Like us, you can't beat our reach.
Exactly. If you go to some communities today, you see You see a local man that doesn't even understand English language listening to his radio, and that's how the media actually communicate with the public. Again, as regards to the protection of human rights, a lot of media outfits have actually played significant role in that instances too. We've seen harassment of individuals that media has taken upon themselves and propagate that and castigate that particular act. And today we've seen the repercussive effect of that. Today, the government of Nigeria is actually very, very, don't let me use the word scare of the media, because whatever the media is interested in is actually going to be something that the government needs to listen to.
I agree with you when it comes to that.
The media is very, very important in any democratic environment, and we can actually not do without the media.
Okay, let's look at civil society, the role they have played in making sure that the practices, the principles of democracy is being carried out. So let's look at that.
So in a lot of contexts, if we are talking about civil society organization, the media is also categorized as civil society.
Okay.
In a particular aspect, because there is nothing that the media the civil society are going to do today that they will not invite the media to come and partner and collaborate with them, so that they will be able to amplify their voices. The power of the social media is actually very, very massive. And what you can do before in places like Lagos that will just remain in Lagos is now something that, as you are doing it in Lagos, is spreading across the world. And that is what the civil society has actually understood. And today, there is nothing the civil society wants to do that they will not involve the media. And if you go back to the memory lane and look at what the struggle was in the 1990s, during the struggle against the annulment of the June 12th that led to the Fourth Republic, you see that civil society organizations actually play an important role. You see a lot of advocates and activists being at the forefront of that struggle in the face of extrajudicial killing, intimidation, harassment. Some of them went to exile. Some of them were jailed as a result of the struggle. And you cannot overemphasize the role of the civil society. In fact, the civil society were the driver of the entire process. The politicians, they were interested in those situations that time. They were not able to come out fully to say, we are actually promoting or projecting this particular interest. But the civil society are out there because this is democracy. Without democracy, we don't think the country can thrive. And they came out in full force, and they were able to actually accomplish that in 1999. And I say kudos to our civil society organization in those days, and I also say kudos to those ones that are existing now for sustaining and consolidating the struggle of the 1990s.
We join you to say kudos to them too.
Kudos to them, yes. Okay, yes, we are still here and we are talking about the achievements, the key achievements and challenges in our democracy. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll still be here to talk about it. Don't go. We have been talking about the achievements and challenges, probably some few challenges of democracy. Okay, before we went on that break, you have spelled out some key achievements, and we've agreed with you the role the media are playing, the youth engagement, and even
social organization.
Civil society. Yeah. Now, we want you to just talk to us about the little area of challenges that we have in democracy.
Yeah, so there is no way you have stride and you not have slide.
Yes.
And I think some of the slides that we must talk about today, especially when we are celebrating the silver jubilee of our democracy since 1999, is the weak institutions that we are having in this country. You agree with me that institutions like INEC, the legislative arm of government, institutions like the police, to me, they are regarded as weak institutions, especially when we look at the role they are supposed to be playing in a democratic society. Let's take INEC for instance. You can see what transpired in the last election that we had. There's a lot of mixed reactions from here and there as regards to the performance of INEC in delivering on its mandate, and it calls to the capacity and competence of our institution at that level. If we want to look at the legislature also, you see especially the kind of show of shame that we've experienced in the legislation. So they are supposed to be a check and balance arm of the government to the executive. But the reality we have today is the executive determining what happens in our legislative arm at the national level. In fact, the state level is even worse. and we don't even have at the local level at all, because those ones are even not functional. And these are arms of government that are supposed to work hand in hand to complement the effort of each another. But what we have now is the dominance of the executive over the legislator, and because of that, it makes our democracy to be weak, a kind of, and it's a call for concern. And for us to be able to achieve democratic governance, we need to work on reform, a total reform of those institutions, and even the police, Nigerian police force.
Yeah. All right. Honestly, we are also hopeful and we are expectant, and we so much believe in this nation. We so much believe. Thank you so much. As you speak with passion, it shows that you want change. You know, you are part of those who believe in change in this country. Yeah, thank you so much for coming, and so happy Independence Day to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ismaila Opeyemi. You know, we have a lot to celebrate. Thank God he has enumerated some of the key roles that the media are playing, the civil societies are playing. You know, our democracy is a testament of a spirit of freedom, values, justice, and it has come to stay. Let's make it work in Nigeria. The program is still Good Morning Abuja. Let's run this quick break. When we come back, we'll still be here to give you more. Don't go anywhere.